What's the easiest way you won your girlfriend's dad over? I thought meeting my girlfriend's parents would be normal, until her dad asked me to drop my pants so we could compare sizes. My girlfriend Caitlin had been preparing me for weeks about meeting her parents. She kept saying her dad Randy was a character, and her mom Corey was sweet but quiet. We'd been dating for 8 months, and it was time for the official dinner at their house in the suburbs. I wore my nicest button down and brought flowers for her mom, because I come from a black household, and my mother told me to never show up to a house empty-handed. Everything seemed fine when we pulled up to their 2-story colonial with the perfect lawn. Randy answered the door holding a beer and immediately gave me this huge grin. He was wearing cargo shorts and a golf shirt with a stain on it. "You must be James," he said way too loud. Come in. We've been dying to meet you." Corey appeared behind him looking embarrassed already. She took the flowers and whispered thank you, while Randy kept staring at me like I was some kind of museum exhibit. Dinner started off weird. Corey made pot roast with mashed potatoes and green beans. Randy sat down and immediately said, "Sorry, we don't have any collard greens for you." I just smiled and said the food looked great. Then he leaned forward and asked if my people ate other kinds of greens. "I've never seen a black person eat a salad unless there was bacon in it," he said, laughing at his own observation. Caitlin kicked him under the table, but he just kept going. The more Randy drank, the worse it got. By his 3rd beer, he was asking me about my neighborhood and whether it was safe, with air quotes. By his 4th, he wanted to know if I played basketball in high school. I told him I was actually on the robotics team, and he looked confused, like that didn't compute. Caitlin kept apologizing with her eyes, while Corey just pushed food around her plate. Then Randy got personal. "James, can I ask you something man to man?" He was slurring a little now. "Have you ever done crack?" I almost choked on my green beans. "No, sir, I haven't." Randy nodded like this was disappointing news. "I tried it once in college. Insane stuff. I completely understand why your people get hooked on it. The high was incredible." He said this like he was discussing the weather. Caitlin's face was turning red, and Corey excused herself to the kitchen. After dinner, Randy pulled me aside while Caitlin helped her mom with dishes. He threw his arm around my shoulders and breathed beer fumes in my face. "Listen, James, I gotta ask. You know where to get good kush? My last dealer got locked up, and I'm dying here." I just stared at him, not knowing what to say. He winked at me like we were conspirators now. But the worst part came when we were sitting in the living room. Randy was on beer number 6 and staring at my feet. "What size shoes you wear?" 14, I said, hoping this was going somewhere normal. Randy's eyes went wide. 14. You know what they say about big shoes? He wiggled his eyebrows and made this clicking sound with his tongue. "Big socks." I forced a laugh, thinking that was the end of it. But Randy stood up and walked over to me. "Stand up for a second, James. Let's settle this once and for all." I stood up slowly, wondering if I should just leave. Randy looked me up and down, then said the words that still haunt me. "Drop your pants. Let's compare sizes and see if the stereotype is true." I laughed nervously, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. He started unbuckling his own belt. "Come on, don't be shy. We're all guys here." Caitlin walked in at that exact moment and screamed, "Dad!" so loud the neighbors probably heard. Randy burst out laughing. Not regular laughing, but that deep belly laugh where you can't breathe. He was doubled over, slapping his knee. "I got you," he wheezed between laughs. "I got you so good." He held up his beer can and shook it. Non-alcoholic the whole time. I've been sober for 3 years. I stood there with my mouth open while Randy kept laughing. Caitlin looked like she wanted to die. Corey came back with dessert, acting like nothing happened. "I've been messing with you all night," Randy said, wiping tears from his eyes. "Caitlin told me you were nervous about meeting us, so I thought I'd give you a story to tell. You should see your face." The rest of the night was actually normal. Randy turned out to be a software engineer who volunteered at the youth center to teach basketball on weekends. We talked about video games and movies. I thought he was super chill. I really do like the guy. When we left, he gave me a genuine handshake and said I was welcome anytime. As Caitlin and I walked to the car, Randy called out from the doorway, "Hey, James." I turned around and he gave me that grin again. Then he whispered loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear, "But seriously, if you know anyone who sells good kush, let me know."